9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
What up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. I really was going to say Monday. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday. Welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, and I am not alone. She is the PR sensation back from her amazing weekend at AEW, asking all the questions, Miss Courtney Rice.
Hello. Happy Wednesday. Oh, yes, it was a busy week, but it's Wednesday. We're here. Yes, it's Dynamite, but we also got some stuff to cover because next week is WrestleMania week.
Can you believe it? Like,
I just can't believe it's here. We were talking about it months ago, and it's finally here next week in Vegas.
In Vegas. Shout out to our producer from the future. Dylan's in the chat. And also, I'm just reading what your thing says.
Oh my God.
The councilman is in the building. What's good?
That Jezebel took my fruit snacks.
Who's this Jezebel?
My bad. That was too much information. Yes, have no fear. Your councilman is here, aka TK's accountability coach. Because we are going to get her whipped into shape to make WWT great again.
What is it? That? Are you telling me something that transpired while I was gone for 4 days?
Yeah, you've been gone. That's the problem. We are in Q2. What are we doing? WrestleMania. SummerSlam is in New Jersey. I ain't got no assignment. I want to get called darling by Tony Storm. Not by Tony Storm, but you get what I mean. I want to go places. I want to do things.
You just went to, how many islands did you go to like 2 months ago, a month ago? See,
this is why I put real accountability coach. That has nothing to do with WWT whatsoever. This is a part. No, it doesn't. No fucking wrestlers over there. This is the first step we're gonna take. Accountability.
You're the wrestler.
What match did she do while we was out there?
I don't know. You told me you were there. I wasn't.
You was there in spirit. She told you everything.
Anywho, let's get into it. Kelly.
Accountability. Right there.
Kelly, former WWE sensation. She signs a legend deal with WWE. We have seen her a couple of times, after she's retired, which is great. Do you think we're going to see more of her after this deal is signed? We'll start with you, Will.
I hope so. Just as far as segments go. Now, I remember she said that she wanted to get in the ring with Charlotte Flair, and I am definitely against that. Don't do that to yourself. You are not ready for that, so don't do that. But I would love to see some appearances from Kelly. Definitely getting the chance to talk to like some of the women roster at NXT, maybe making some stuff with some good exchanges with Chelsea Green. There's a lot of spaces, I think, for Kelly to find in today's current WWE that I think she would fit very well in. So it's nice to, I don't know if we're going to see her back, but it's nice to see her part of the company again.
Yeah. And Courtney, do you have any fond memories of Kelly?
Oh, man. Who could forget that era where people thought it was a bathroom break? I remember when she was Divas champion. And really, when you think about it, a lot of the fans were rooting for her when she was champion. Mm-hmm. Like, she was getting a lot of buzz and was infused with Eve, Nikki, and Brie. Even, well, supposedly she was in a feud with Karma, known as Awesome Kong, but that kind of shifted. But she was pretty popular. She was on Maxima magazine and started to cross over a little bit on mainstream. So I would love to see her in segments, as Will mentioned. I wouldn't mind seeing her in a segment with Chelsea Green or some of the other women's roster on Raw or NXT, or even doing backstage segments.
Shout out to Pachu in the chat. Shout out to Eric in the chat. Aaron's in the chat too. What's up, guys? How are you guys doing? What's up, sis? Happy Wednesday. Oh, I was gonna read. There's something else I wanted to read. There's something else that you said, Aaron. So there's something else. Councilman has been on said stretch. What? Oh, I don't know. Bosa, Councilman is jealous that our AEW expert was granted access to the media room and spoke to Tony Monroe.
Jealous is a strong word, Bosa.
No, that's a very strong word.
Very strong word. I can't believe she called her darling. I was like, oh,
that's my client. Hey,
I was like, oh, she acknowledged her.
Hey, she
acknowledged
hey,
Madam.
That's why she's my client.
Madam.
I'm turning it off. What do you want me? Oh my goodness. Yeah, somebody said, oh yeah, Bosa. That's a comment. What's the name tag for Councilman Miller? When does boss name need it? You are right, Bosa, but we're gonna play the game.
No. He asked the question. He is they know you right. He asked the question. When did she need one? She needs one now, Bosa. That's what it is. She needs one now. Okay. She has not been taking responsibilities lightly. She's been out there on the beach, getting sun, laying down, just relaxing. She forgot all about us for a whole week. Imagine being left by yourself for a whole week. No nothing. No anything. No link sent. No, are we gonna be on today?
You got a link yesterday for NXT.
I got a link at 4:48. 10 minutes before NXT starts. And you know what the Lord did? The Lord shut the internet off.
Oh yeah. How did your internet get shut off?
They're switching internet. We got a new new management in the building now, and so they're switching so much stuff. I can't wait to get out of here. Like I look forward to it. Yeah, they switched a lot of unnecessary switches and stuff. But yes, accountability, like signing your cell phone off. Why you take the names off? Why the names went away?
What names? Oh,
our names. Wait.
That
may just because of the comment. No, maybe the comments. Yeah. That's why.
See, look at that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Jeffrey saying he just got his internet back too. So.
But yes, give her accountability. Fix your camera too. Why are you so low? Why are you so low? I see too much head space right here. Okay? You trying to get the producer of the future some great clips. There we go. Look at that. Show off the shirt. The WWT Vintage Collection. Come on now.
Let's talk about it. I don't think we had a Raw show, but I did get to watch Raw on the plane ride back to Los Angeles. So Gunther, he confirms he signed a new WWE deal, and he actually got a tour bus as well. I will start with you, Courtney. As far as Gunther's run as the champ now, how do you think? Do you think with this new deal, his run is going to extend, especially coming up to WrestleMania and the match he has, or do you think things are going to change and there's going to be a little bit of a lull?
This is really interesting because I actually did watch Raw, and this was one of the first times Jay did get serious with Gunther, because if you mess with family, there's going to be issues. And that really the stock increased a little bit in their match. Now, this could go either way because some people think Jay's going to walk out and some people think Gunther's going to walk out. I would not be shocked if Gunther did walk out as champion and just continue his reign possibly up until SummerSlam. Yeah. So that is a possibility. And plus, he put the work in. So good for him that he got the deal. He got his own bus. Kudos to him.
Will, speaking of WrestleMania, do you think he's going to walk out as the champion?
Probably.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
So what do you think the story is going to be? Like, how is it going to pan out? Like, what do you think is going to happen next? Because I'm hoping he's not. I mean, I feel like this run that he's had, I appreciate him more. And ironically, fun fact, that clip that Honey, that you have of Honey saying Gunther, I sing that to my dog Beulah all the time. It's very weird, but it happens. But yeah, I feel like, what's next then? If you think he's gonna, retain the championship?
He going to his next challenger. Hopefully, Braun Breaker.
But what about main event?
What about him? Like, okay. I'm telling y'all, we even with what happened Monday, this is still opener at best. This is not main event, last match, nothing. Well, we know it wasn't going to be the main event because we know the two main events, but this need to just open the show. Because I'm still not convinced. Just because Jay is doing this now again with his face and he's saying I'm not scared no more, that still has nothing to do with the fact Gunther's gonna dog walk you in that ring. There has been no change in his wrestling prowess or anything. And do we really see Gunther losing twice in a row? Like, and then two, losing championships back-to-back WrestleManias?
He can't afford to lose.
No.
At WrestleMania.
Then what about? I mean, what about the whole bloodline and how that's, because it seems like now it's kind of, it's no longer the. I mean, everything changes, the ebbs and flows of it, but with everything that's happening and how the crowd reacts to Jay, like, it doesn't it feel underwhelming if he doesn't win?
It feels underwhelming now. like, are you hyped for this match? The fact none of y'all answered says it right there. None of y'all are hyped. Just to Bose's point, you're gonna get to yeet as he comes down that ramp. Y'all are gonna get your yeet moment when he comes down that ramp. When he comes down, and it's day one, everybody's gonna get to do it, and it's gonna be silent to where you hear a pin drop when Gunther pins that man. Because even if you say, "Okay, what's next?" Then what's next for Jay?
Well, that's the question. What is next for Jay?
Nothing. Again, here's the thing with Jay. Jay is very popular, but I think the fact is people are still trying to push Jay a little too quickly from him not being, and he still hasn't fully found his pocket of a singles star.
Really?
Yeah. If you really think about it, let's really break this down. You have the crowd, yes. You still are not great at cutting promos. Your promos are very okay at best. Your in-ring performance is very okay at best. How long will Yeating get the champion, the face of the company, through that with everybody else that continues? And then not to mention the NXT roster that might go up. You got Braun Breaker, you got Ilya Dragunov, you still got Gunther there, you got AJ Styles there, you got Logan Paul, you have Penta, all these people who captivate in more than just the audience reaction. So it really poses the question: is Jay Uso ready for the crown?
I think he's been ready. I feel like we missed a few opportunities, and now to circle back, like, now him and his brother are back together, which is fine. But I feel like when he had a true singles run when they were separated, but now you're bringing them back together and they're interacting as brothers. I feel eventually they're going to go into the tag team space, which they've been in for 10 plus years. So I feel like maybe the opportunity might have passed, and now they realize the opportunity might have passed. And now if he does lose, then what happens next? Like, even with the new Day versus the new Usos, I want to see what that looks like. I want to see that run back now, because they've had different iterations now. Big E's no longer part of New Day, so I feel like the opportunity might have been missed. I don't know if that's going to come around again where he can have a singles. Yeah,
that's the thing. I think you missed the train a long time ago. Anyway. Now, to me, it's like it's just like, if he listen, this is one of also those times of I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong. And to your point, Aaron Teagle, I have no problem issuing an apology if that man is a new world heavyweight champion. But as of right now, outside the yeeting part, I don't see what makes him world heavyweight champion outside of that. After he comes down from the rafters, then what? And none of y'all saying anything. So, like, tell me, like, after the rafters, then what? Y'all really ready to see Uso splash close out shows?
And that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like when you put it like that, it's one of those things where it's like when the bloodline was really hot, like having him and the separation of the two, yeah. But I don't know yet. I don't know now. Like it's very like I don't know where he fits into that equation now.
And that's a hard thing to think about, because when you see certain stuff, like you don't question that when it was Seth versus Drew for the world title. You didn't question that. You didn't question that when it was, even so, you didn't question that when it was Cody versus Logan. We're questioning Jay. And I still go to the fact of, because again, how long has he been a single star? Not forced from the bloodline thing, outside of a group, because technically you're still part of a group in the bloodline. Outside the bloodline, how long has main event Jay been a superstar?
Well, I mean, are you meaning like including his tag team run, or just
no, just as a single main event? Yes, when he went to Monday Night Raw, how long ago was that?
Damn. That was like a year, 2 years ago.
Right, and through half of that first year, he was tag team champion with Cody Rhodes. Intercontinental run. What happened to that?
That was
said and done. I haven't gotten again. I like Jay, not hating against Jay, but I have not been convinced yet that this man is world heavyweight champion yet.
Sindel saying Jay told him to stop eating, and they didn't listen at all. It's like he's just a toy for the crowd to have fun with.
I don't know if we're talking about it, but bravo to your favorite wrestler last night, because that's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for. Now I'm a little excited. I'm a little excited for Stand and Deliver now. I'm a little excited now. That's what she needed, Sindel. That's what she needed. Jay is a new star that used the Royal Rumble to stamp a ticket to WrestleMania. If Cena stamped a ticket via the Royal Rumble, there'd be concern from people. No. We'd have been okay with that. Again, nobody in the panel or in these comments have said different as, do you see him as champion when you get past him coming from them rafters?
Well, then here's the follow-up question, right? So it seems like he's missed the opportunity. And do you think with the proper storyline, the opportunity can come back around again?
Yeah, because again, we haven't even seen that with Jay. Give me a rivalry with Jay. It's just main event Jey Uso. None. It's usually he get put in a match, or then he gets put in a match that has title implications. There's never been one like legit. You've never seen Jey Uso and Finn Balor in a straight rivalry that go on for like 2 or 3 months. So all of it is still there for us to get it back. Like, just because the moment is gone now, don't mean Jay can't get it back. Because it's the same way with Cody. Right. Cody had to go through a few rivalries before we were like, okay, I don't mind him finishing his story. Well deserved. It can be the same thing for Jay.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of things you're supposed to have to develop you as a single star, we bypassed and sent him straight to the top. And now we're seeing the flaws in some of that.
Well, like I said, or like we all said at the beginning, at the top of this show, WrestleMania is next week, which is insane. It's absolutely insane. So John Cena is advertised for the final WWE SmackDown before WrestleMania 41. Given all of that, I mean, and I'm not. I think we will be doing a WrestleMania prediction show because I think a lot of us are going to be there, and it's going to be. It feels like every WrestleMania there's just more and more shows and more stuff to do, and it's yeah. With that being said, what do you think is going to happen? We'll start with you, Courtney, in the SmackDown before WrestleMania where John Cena is concerned.
I will say watching that promo on Monday between him and Cody was pretty good. It was pretty solid. And the song choice just fits it all together. I'm just curious on what's going to happen because it's the final one before our sister, honey.
Mhm.
I learned my lesson last year. I'm not betting against Yeet Man.
That's smart. Hey,
But I'm going to tell you something. Cody, it's going to be a war of words. I would not be shocked if somebody strike another again. And also a possibility, because we have not seen the final boss on the final SmackDown before WrestleMania. So there's a lot of layers that could happen between John and Cody because it's been a war of words. First it was John, then it was Cody. Lots of unanswered questions, but I just smell something is going to happen in their main event. Something. Possibly shenanigans. Possibly somebody trying to get another title shot. But this is predictions.
Will, what's your guesstimation on how you think this is going to pan out?
yes, Mayor. Yeah, we have not started. We have not done that, Mayor. We will wait till the top of the hour when you arrive, and we will switch. Because yes, I saw it as well. Abandoned her company to go show some skin in the Bahamas. That's why her accountability coach is here today. You said for SmackDown or just overall?
Overall, because he has a year, right? He has a year to, this is his last year. This is his last go round. So it feels like but something big has to happen in WrestleMania, I feel, for him to carry it through into the very end of his year. So, what do you think is going to happen since WrestleMania is right around the corner?
We getting that 17th title reign. That's what we getting. We getting 17. I don't know though. The thing is, it gotta be something big. Like, especially now with the triple threat match that's happening with Roman, Seth, and Punk, and now these implications with Paul Heyman. Right now, the storytelling between John Cena and Cody is kind of lacking. Like we've kind of gotten past Cena's heel. Okay, so now show us something, because as much as you've been talking, that's cool, but now we got to see the actions in the ring.
Right.
But I don't think that's enough just to carry that. We need to see other stuff. So you need the final boss there. You need Stone Cold Steve Austin there, who's going to be there because he's going to be at WWE World. So the two of them in their corner also says a lot. So it has to be something where it's just like, yo, if y'all are not really giving us so much that we need here, then that means y'all have to give us something, because you have to top finishing the story. And if you don't, having Cody involved and having it being Cena's last run, you've dropped the ball. Kind of like they dropped the ball with that women's world heavyweight title picture, making it a triple threat. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that I mean, with that, well, Courtney, any thoughts
for the triple threat?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I thought we were going to get Bianca versus Io, and I don't know if it's me, but it just felt very lacking storyline wise. It just felt very lacking because it's like you have Rhea and Bianca going face to face, and like you're forgetting about Io Sky because it's like she wants respect. She's a champion, and I feel so bad for Io Sky because it's like you just won the title, you're about to have your match at WrestleMania, and you have to deal with this, and then you have Adam Pearce in the middle trying to settle everything. And I would like for Io to retain the title. I know people always say like Bianca and Rhea, but I would like Io to retain the title at WrestleMania.
Also, I don't like. Okay. No, go ahead, TK. Go ahead.
No, you're done. You're good.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you think that was always the? I mean, I think closer to it, we saw that coming. But do you think that was always the plan, or do you think the main thing was Bianca and Rhea?
Did you want me to answer?
Yeah, you can answer, and then we'll answer.
Oh.
I mean, I just thought storyline, it was just too predictable because I get it, you know, with the Royal Rumble with Charlotte because she's facing off against Tiffy. I thought at least, and then after Elimination Chamber, we had Rhea versus Io, and then Bianca Belair won the Elimination Chamber, and we kind of really thought like, oh, it's going to be Bianca versus Rhea at WrestleMania, but Io ended up winning, so I said, okay, that really changes everything. But it's just like they're making Rhea very desperate. It's like if she needs the title, like she really doesn't need the title. She could have just gone another rivalry. But of course, since it's WrestleMania season, they have to include Rhea in the triple threat match since it is WrestleMania season.
Thoughts, Will?
Do they? Because right now she looking like Rhea Flair right now, and now got me asking the question: what are you without the belt? Because I don't think it was necessary for her to be in that match. Io done whooped your ass all up and down since NXT. What we've been wanting to see now was Rhea versus Bianca. So we didn't get that. Now we get to Io versus Bianca, and we remember that match they had at Raw. So I'm like, yo, I'm ready for this. But we've talked about this before, and that's what this is very much showing. Y'all don't think two people not two people, one person from the Asian culture and the Black culture can do this on their own. So now we're gonna throw Rhea in because haven't you noticed Rhea's now making Bianca heelish because Bianca's standing up for herself. Now people boo her. Yeah. Notice now how Io Sky got to start showing butt cheeks to get noticed as the champion. I ain't never seen Io walk out nothing like that. Now she got to do that just to get noticed in this title picture, and then they make it seem like she's not to be bothered. But I talked about this with Rhea a long time ago when they kept trying to put her above everybody else and no one to be able to get to that totem pole. That's the problem. Now you've made it to where Rhea don't have nothing else to do, which you could have gave her something to do. You could have gave her something to do. You could have brought a legend in. You could have had her face anybody. Hell, you could have had her run you and Becky back. But the fact now is it's like, no, we have to have her in the picture because everybody likes her. No, you don't. If she can sell, then let her sell. Right. Because everybody was gun-ho, set, and ready for Io versus Bianca for this world title because we knew we were going to get an incredible match. Rhea has now been the linchpin in this and makes all of this stuff drop dramatically. To Courtney's point, because now you look desperate. You look very desperate in what you're doing. Honestly, I would even to Bosa's point, she could have faced Lyra Valkyria. You could have done Rhea versus Bayley.
Yep.
There could have been any match Rhea could have had and still been involved in WrestleMania. But instead, you put it in here. Now we got another triple threat match to do what? Does Rhea get it back? Does Rhea finally beat Io? Or do she get a pin up on Bianca knowing that they've never faced each other? Does Io have to lose her title? Does Io pin Rhea? And does Bianca get screwed out of it? It's a whole bunch of factors now where any of these outcomes, except Io winning, we're going to look at like, wow. Because we knew the match we wanted. We knew the match. Bianca said it herself, I earned my spot. I won the Elimination Chamber. So much to the point, you got your rematch and you lost. Yet somehow you get another shot. So if that's the case, if we doing that, hey, Kofi Kingston, go up to Cody Rhodes and just call your shot randomly because you never got your rematch against Brock Lesnar. So you might as well just go ahead and say, hey, SummerSlam, I'm going for the WWE Championship since we can just throw ourselves in matches. If that's what we doing. Carmelo Hayes, you might as well do that for the U.S. title if that's what we doing.
Kind of briefly touching on New Day because I was watching Netflix Raw on Monday. What do you think? Do you think that they're gonna be champions one more time?
I don't see why they wouldn't. They both still good and ready to go. If I'm being honest, War Raiders ain't really doing nothing right now. So I think them winning and then having a rivalry between those two, I think would work really well. Because I think they do a better job elevating the tag team division as champions. And I don't even mean just like currently. Every time the New Day is champions, they raise a bar. Same thing with the Usos. Like tag teams get better so they can face them. And I think that's what Monday Night Raw needs. You need this heelish New Day as the champions to make American made a little bit go, okay, I need to really focus on this. War Raiders. I don't know any other tag teams that LWO, because LWO showed they ass off Monday. Oh my God. Them boys was going at it Monday.
Yes, they were.
But I think that's what Monday Night Raw needs. They need to be champions again to raise that tag team division up.
With that being said, talking about WWE overall, so Nick Khan, he's pretty much he doesn't necessarily take fans' reactions into account as far as social media. I mean, we often see it where fans have opinions in WWE universe and the wrestling community in general on social media. We all have opinions on stuff, whether they're for a story or not, or whether they're for a wrestler or not. Nick Khan says he doesn't really pay too much attention to it. Will, is this like the right play? Because, sometimes,
how you boo this? How you boo this? How we booing this?
And today's her birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday to Bianca.
Yeah, it's her
and
birthday.
she made this. How we I'm sorry. That just be getting me, man. I don't. What was your question, TK? I apologize.
Nick Khan not necessarily paying too much attention to social media and fans, thoughts on storylines and stuff like that. Do you think that's the right play, or do you think fans, because they are so invested, they may have some good ideas that can be used? For instance, Jay is so over that maybe if they did pay attention, it wouldn't have been a missed opportunity.
Hell no, Nick Khan is rich. Khan don't need to be listening to us and watching social media. Hell no. That's not the person that need to be paying attention to that. Creative need to be paying attention to that. That's who need to be looking at that stuff. The people that are writing the storylines, the people that are pitching like what they want to do next and stuff, and then whoever is above them, those are the ones that should be paying attention and taking that into accountability to see like what needs to be done. For him, like, yo, pay attention to keeping this company afloat. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to making it continuing to make it a safer environment for wrestlers. If y'all want him to concentrate on something, why don't you concentrate on making one of us the head of your stuff? How about that? How about you actually start letting women close out PLEs? How about you actually start letting Black people be on PLEs? Maybe that's something Nick Khan can focus on rather than just our storylines. That's maybe something they should pay attention to. Like, hey, why don't we start paying attention to them? Just a
thought. PR princess herself. Any thoughts as far as using social media to the advantage for WWE? Like, how can they? I mean, there's so many things that are out there. Is there something PR wise that might be a good look? Because we have, like, I think Kasant, is he doing something for WrestleMania or SummerSlam? Kai Sent. What is his name? You know what I'm talking about?
Kai Sanat.
Yeah. Kai Sanat. My bad.
Kai
Sanat.
Thank you for that, TK.
You're welcome. He's doing some stuff. We've had a lot of different social media people on the PLEs, thanks to Logan Paul. So do you think there is something there that could be said, or that could be used, I should say?
There are some things that need to be said. Don't have a problem with social media, but why boomerish? Very boomerish.
This is actually very lack of
what that boy name is? Cassette? That's his name? That boy name? That little boy that be on the earth.
The bad thing is, I also think his people are from Trinidad, so I feel extra
bad. They are actually. Yeah.
Oh.
My bad.
No, that's fine. But anyways, going back to your point regarding social media influencers. I mean, this is just me. This is not the fan person. This is like the PR person in me, because I'm very, very lenient, and I had to work with a lot of influencers. I never have a problem with influencers when they enter the wrestling space. If you're gonna enter the wrestling space, at least know the specific terms and all the superstars and terminology, so you don't feel lazy. And this is no shade against not Logan Paul, but some of the influencers that's been there recently, because I felt like some of them had no idea where they had to be, and I'm just like, what are we doing here? So I think that is something Nick Khan and everybody from the TKO, WWE need to figure out exactly who they're looking for specifically in influencers. And you can also look at Women's Wrestling Talk right here. There's no problem. You can have us there, because we know some of the terminology. We know most of the superstars on all three of your shows, and have a familiarity on what it needs to be. Because when I look, I just feel like they have no idea what they're doing. And of course, they want to get the clicks. They want to get the engagement. I get it. But at least try to know some of the terminology and also the event that you're going to. Doesn't matter if it's a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam or a Survivor Series or whatever. So I'll just leave it at that.
Also, put that blunt out before you come on camera. Okay? You do not need to smoke weed that bad. You could hit the stuff before you come out. Like, come on, man. Blowing a whole backwood in front of children, on the children. Listen, I think it's hilarious when kids get contact high, but not at my WWE. You do that in the privacy of your own home, not at my WWE.
Were you on? I don't think you were on the show just yet, because when you said that, I thought of Honey, and I think we were talking about something. Oh, it was like last year, man. She's like, not my rock. I wish we had like when we pulled clips, we have like a database, because that was hilarious. Honey had some good.
Oh yeah, Honey had
some good moments. She's like, not my rock. It was hilarious. If you were there, you had to be there. So. Another place you had to be is when Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair had their moments. First off, we'll start with you, Will. What did you think of it? And how do you think this is gonna play out?
Horribly. I said a lot of this on my kayfabe show last week and went in, so I'm gonna try to paraphrase that. The problem with it is that one, it reminded me of the Attitude Era. I will say that. But two, it also showed a lot of stuff, and it still makes me even more concerned about Charlotte Flair and Charlotte Flair's mental state. And I still believe now even more that it was too early for her to come back. And I don't think they are taking that as, I think they're not taking that as important as they should. Because I saw a lot of stuff to where the Charlotte Flair that I'm used to would not have done that. And I think the fact is you have a lot of stuff that this woman's dealing with that she may not be saying, or it may be being overlooked, but it showed itself during that time because it's a lot on her shoulders. One, WrestleMania itself is a lot. Now also taking, you're getting divorced and you still have to come to work. Not only you have to come to work, you got to come to work in the same place your person you getting divorced from is on the same show as you. So you have that to deal with. Now you also have to sit across the ring from the person who they say is your replacement. How she's better in every way of you, and she's only 25 years old. And they're also telling you most likely that they want you to put her over. They want you to put her over. And you could see that in these promos because there was no type of professionalism or decorum that Charlotte Flair gave. Again, I'll give you two different examples of trying to strengthen up the rookie to go into the next phase to hold the company. When John Cena and Roman went at it, and he decided to get at him about promos, the suffer and succotash stuff, you could tell this is John Cena trying to strengthen the future of this company. That is not what we saw with Charlotte Flair. You saw Charlotte Flair, this stuff got under her skin. This cut her deep. And so unprofessionally, you're going to cut off your champion. You're not going to allow your champion to speak. We know how these promos work. You don't sit here and go, what? What'd you do? Wait, what'd you say? What'd you do? Wait, what'd you talk? My word? That's what we doing? And especially when she allows you to speak, we know the banter of back and forth. And then the fact that you're going to keep pushing your champion. So it's like, oh, okay, so you're not going to let us get it off. Cool. Then watch this. And saying you 0 for 3 in marriages. And then, of course, even throughout these entire segments, you can tell your champion has been on a leash this whole time because of how they want to work her with Charlotte Flair. And again, this is the part I'm not blaming Charlotte Flair on, because this could also be a part of creative. This could also be a part of the people in the back because of how they are handling her. Because this has not been a fair exchange between the both of them. And you can tell Tiffany has not gotten a leg up from her all this time. It has always been Tiffany laid out, Charlotte standing on top of her. This is the first time we saw Tiffy stand tall outside of the previous week when she jumped off that balcony onto everybody. And even then, they were still in ways keeping her away from Charlotte. Even now, knowing in backstage, they don't even talk to each other. A mediator is the one that lets each one of them know what's going on.
That's crazy.
That was why Wade Barrett was in the ring. It wasn't because of anything else. It was like, yo, if these two start scrapping, they using me to be able to keep them. And that shows so much right now. That's why Tiffy got out of the ring so quickly, because she knows she cannot put her hands on Charlotte. Otherwise, then she might lose the belt. And the whole throwing the whole Kaiser DMs, it showed them like, yo, Charlotte, you're way better than that. Even she knew, and you saw it in her face when she stood like this, like, because you knew you were better than that. And so now what really concerns me is what happens when the bell rings. Is this Fabulous Moolah versus Wendy Richter all over again? Is Tiffany able to trust Charlotte? And that's the thing with Tiffy. Tiffy is my client, but Tiffy is 25 years old. Tiffy has never been in this position. This is Tiffy's first WrestleMania. Right. This is Tiffy's first WrestleMania as champion. And you are going in with an unstable Charlotte Flair. She knows how to put on matches, but do you know how to, like, it's nothing to say disrespectful to her, but she's not been there long enough to develop the ring IQ that she needs to be able to work that if Charlotte decides to flip script. Like we saw with Hogan and Rock at 18 where they had to completely change everything because of what the crowd did. Tiffy has not been built yet to go, okay, Charlotte chopping me pretty hard. Charlotte's now doing stuff we didn't even talk about doing. Now, what do I do? I'm hitting her with moves and I pin her. She don't even let a one count hit. Now she's just not even like acknowledging the move I'm putting on her. So it's gonna get very interesting between them. But what it shows me also too is that's another one of the matches that they might make go early because of how unstable it seems right now. But my client won that match. I just want y'all to know that. When she said, "What you is 0-3 right now?" I was like,
"Oh my goodness!"
I'm like, "You down for the count?" She's like, "Kai, that's why Kaiser in my DMs." He ain't in your DMs. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Courtney, what do you think is gonna happen with Charlotte and Tiffy?
It's gonna be a little bit messy because the last couple of weeks, as Will pointed out, Charlotte's been getting the upper hand here. And I mentioned this on Kayfabe last week. It was very ironic because Charlotte was on Sherry Shepherd last week talking about her divorce. And then a few nights on SmackDown, Tiffany put in that 0-3. And I was like, oh man, that was like a recipe for disaster. And it was just disaster strikes because it's like, as Will pointed out, you're on the same brand with the person that you're getting ready to divorce with. And I just don't think she's there mentally. Because if you saw when she returned from the Royal Rumble, that's a hard injury because she tore her ACL, meniscus, and MCL. And that is very, very tough to do. And she was gone for a little over a year. So that's very hard to do. And she's only had 3 matches on SmackDown against BFAB and Mi Chin. So, but she should have handled herself professionally. And also, we did talk a little bit on Kayfabe this past week where Tiffany can't even lay a finger on Charlotte because we knew if that happens, she is bound to drop the title. So I would like for Tiffany to have a solid match because this is her first WrestleMania match. She's 25. But I don't even know. I mean, either Charlotte will take the pin from Tiffany or she's going to have to deal with another reign as being women's champion.
We'll see what happens. It's very tricky because it's like the old guard and the new guard. Definitely agreeing with you as far as Charlotte has a lot of things going on. And when you're in that state, you tend not to be able to process and make more emotional decisions versus, decisions that are, I guess, good for business. And also with that being said, that's where safety kind of comes into a thing. So I don't know. I think Bosa or something in the chat, they're very worried. I don't know. And then as far as Tiffy, it's just kind of one of those things that you're expecting the veteran to be, accommodating and, all the things, and they're not. And it's always hard when especially if you're knowing that you're this person's replacement or this person's replacing you. There's so many different emotions involved. So I don't know. I don't know how it plays out. I just hope that Charlotte's emotions don't get the best of her.
Yeah. And I'm genuinely concerned about her. Like, it's not even just a thing of yo, this ain't she wrong for this. She just being this stuck up little like they call it Nepo queen. It's I'm concerned for this woman. Right. I have a lot of respect for Charlotte. And it's yo, I don't, and again, everybody, not everybody, but it's a majority are looking at it no, she's just being this. I'm yo, do y'all not see in this woman's face, yo, Charlotte is not all the way there. This woman legit going through some stuff right now. And she's in front of 50, 60,000 people still trying to be this character because she don't know nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people even take into consideration the injury. Like a lot of people don't understand like what that does to a wrestler who's on the road for 348 days out the year and has to sit and be still and heal.
Mm-hmm.
And is forced to, I can't do nothing. Even when you go to rehabilitation and they're telling you, yeah, you're doing good, but you still gotta wait out your 6 to 9 months. Like it ain't no like, yo, you John Cena and ready to go. Like that warps you, that changes you. Because you got to deal with real life now. And then the fact of you can't really go nowhere. You can't really do too much. Hell, you can barely wipe your own behind. You need help with that because you injured.
Mm-hmm.
That does something to you. And I'm just like very much concerned about her as a person. Because this is a lot to put on the person. And I don't care if she's the daughter of a 16-time champion. I don't care if they want to call it nepotism or not. At the end of the day, she's still a human being. And somebody need to take a look at her inside here to make sure she okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one person we know that is okay. She is joining us.
That was a great segue, TK. That's how you segue. That's how you do it right there.
I'm glad I'm on the good side of the segue. So shout out.
Oh, that's how you do it.
What's up, boss lady? Good to see you all sun kissed and stuff.
Hey. Wow.
Hey, Corey.
Here we go.
Hi. Hello.
Partner. What's up, guys? I had to come and kick your job. Sorry, I'm running a little late from these New York City streets, getting the hustle on and stuff, but I made it.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you're not in said streets, then we're good.
Nah, I have to have good Wi-Fi for sure.
Listen, that Vice City Wi-Fi be questionable.
Oh my goodness.
To this day.
Oh my gosh. So congratulations to Kevin Knight. So he signed, not only is he signed to AEW, he's also signed to New Japan Pro Wrestling. We'll start with you, Courtney, because it's a AEW tie-in with that. How do you think he's going to fit into the current roster?
I think he already had a showing if you never watched him before, because he did put on a showing against Jay White, and I was there in person at Dynasty watching his match against Will Ospreay, and he's pretty solid. So I definitely see him as being a future star within the AEW realm, also being useful in the partnership with New Japan since he previously wrestled over there. So I would like to see him really be in some storylines. I know we're gonna talk a little bit about that later, but continuing the fallout for Dynasty, he's also in a match that was announced for tonight as well. So I'm very intrigued on what's gonna happen. I would not be surprised if I see him like in the TNT title picture with Adam Cole, or also possibly with whatever they're gonna do with Kenny and Okada. I would love to see him in the Continental Classic later in the year.
Speaking about being in the streets, I guess he decided his Wi-Fi is great and he is joining us from somewhere. Say is also
say his name and he will appear
somewhere in the world.
I was gonna let y'all cook that, but I will not tolerate the disrespect. Just minding my business. About to eat some lunch. But you guys just can't help yourselves. Just can't help yourselves. TK, you are already on my shit list. I'm giving you grace today.
Oh my goodness. Anything else said that has to do with the show, or is there anything else that you would like to say?
None of it has to do with the show. None of it. This is all off the record. TK, we got to discuss some shit.
Okay.
By the way, the shirts. She has the shirts, Mayor. By the way, just letting you know that.
I do have the shirts. The shirts will be mailed out.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he's more concerned about the body butter though.
Well, she said she was doing it in the combo, so she has it.
Yes,
so
correct.
It is in the
TK
works.
has my address, allegedly.
I guess during Christmas.
If I don't have your address, Somebody else does. I'm sure I can ask, the folks in the streets. I can find it. I got you.
Not the folks in the street.
It's possible.
I was
Like
gonna
it's
say,
public
I was gonna
knowledge.
say around Christmas time, you got to put yourself on that VIP list, man, because then you get. That's
See, I thought I was on the VIP list when I went to the birthday dinner last year. I thought that's when I got initiated.
Initiated.
Yeah.
One would think, right? One would think.
It's said in the Oval Office. All right. So,
Certainly not oval.
Any thoughts, honey, or Will, as far as Kevin Knight and him being signed to not one but two companies?
I don't like his name.
Yeah, I don't like his name either, but I don't know. But that's neither here nor there. But I think it's cool. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how he balances both. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to wait and see. And he's going at Will Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you better be ready. Strap those shoes.
Yeah, he need a new name. He need a new name.
I should see how his presentation is in like each company. Like since match in AEW this past week, Nicholas about his WWE trial. I'm going to see like how he presents him and how differently the character will show on AEW television versus New Japan television.
Well, I heard television.
Whatever the Wi-Fi allowed you to do, bro, because I couldn't hear anything.
I heard television.
That's what's going on here.
You're completely frozen, dog.
Got the bad Wi-Fi.
I mean, I'm case in point, y'all.
It's just bad that we said that he came on and that happened. That's so messed up.
It's just to prove my point. It just proves my point.
Oh, like it don't help that she just said that shit that
Well, okay, well, with that being said, we'll let Courtney, hit us with that AEW preview. What we got going on?
Oh my god. Yeah, we do have Dynamite tonight. It will be coming to you from Baltimore, Maryland. We are continuing the fallout for AEW Dynasty, and yours truly will be doing a watch along tonight. So you get to hang out with me at the top of the hour, but we already got some matches announced. Of course, we're going to continue the Owen Hart Women's Cup Tournament with, for the first time ever, Chris Statlander taking on Thunder Rosa with my client, the Timeless One, on commentary. We're also going to have Pac taking on Swerve Strickland, AEW World Champion Jon Moxley taking on Katsuyori Shibata. We also have Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli taking on Samoa Joe and Hook. And also we have a $400,000 explosive 8-man tag team match. Don't ask me why with the money, but we're going to have Speedball Mike Bailey, Will Ospreay, Mark Briscoe, and Kevin Knight, who we talked about, against Ricochet, Leo Rush, Action Andretti, and the Beast Mortos. We're also going to have a tag team celebration for the Hurt Syndicate after their victory over Big Bill and the Bad Apple. And we're also going to have some TV time with Chris Jericho and the Learning Tree. And that's AEW Dynamite.
That's like a lot of stuff going on. Is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to seeing? I mean, I'm going to shoot it to Courtney, but if there's anything that stands out to you, Will or Honey, let me know as well.
I just want to see the aftermath of Dynasty. I want to see more Tony. I want to see what's next for Tony. I'm curious about Mercedes and where the direction is going to go after this. I'm like, as far as like the women go, but yeah, I think I'm just more interested to see what happens like in the aftermath from everything that happened this past weekend with Dynasty. For sure.
I'm ready to see what's his face? Coke Ball Bailey. I can't wait. I like him now. That's my boy. Coke Ball Bailey. That's my boy. We gotta keep him going. I'm so glad he had AEW. Keep my man Coke Ball Bailey in the streets. That's what I need in life. All right.
Not Coke Ball Bailey.
And if we get cocaine to get signed to AEW too, ain't as dressing all fight. Oh, we out the AEW cooking then. I'm ready to go watch now. I can't wait. Now we're getting some hitters in here. Y'all can't tell me Coke Ball.
All right, so we
Bailey.
It will
So
work.
we have
It
that
will.
happening tonight. And make sure to join Courtney for the watch along and post show. But we didn't get to do yesterday, due to not Will, but Will's building messing things up, is the NXT results. So, Will, you want to run through what happened on NXT, what you're excited about, what you want to see?
First of all, we will not rush the greatness that is NXT because you have to leave. So if you have to go, by all means, I still have 30 minutes to talk about some of the greatness that has happened over at
with that being said, I do have to go. So keep it going.
That's exactly what I shall do.
Yeah.
That is exactly what we shall do.
Peace out, boss lady.
Bye, boss lady.
All right. Now that the parent is out the way,
the siblings are in the house alone.
Oh my goodness.
She has to get ready to go to the Fiji for the next 3 weeks. So she got to get on the call and get her tickets, the jet ready and stuff like that to make sure she's good. And she's bringing her hairdresser and stuff this time for some reason. It got the silk press still has to stay on there. But NXT, yes, did not get to do the NXT watch along, but we got some more stand and deliver implications. Now, I don't like to brag. I don't like to brag, honey. I don't like to be that guy. I don't like to tell people I told you so.
What?
But did I not call that this was going to happen at Stand and Deliver? Fatal 4-way. Jada Parker, Jordan Grace, the returning heel Julia, and the champ Stephanie Vicker. Stand and Deliver got just a little bit interesting. And of course, Julia returned, blue hair and all, ready to come back as heel, putting boots to faces on her friend Stephanie Vicker. And I like the fact that she said, "I'm sorry," and then slapped the shit out of her because she knew what was up. But I want to get y'all thoughts on Julia's return. Courtney, how are you feeling about Julia's return and from her last night? Wait, first of all, did you watch NXT? That's what
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna hold myself accountable. I actually did not watch NXT, and I'm holding myself responsible. I'm being honest and accountable on myself.
So, honey, how do you feel?
Oh my God! What?
Julia? I told her. She had one more time. All right. Because of this, Courtney, I'm watching NWA from now on. I'm not watching nothing AEW. It's E3 all day now. That's what it is. It is E3 all day. Jeez. Did you at least watch the clips on socials?
I did watch some of the clips on socials. I did.
Okay. So, question as well still remains.
No, because I actually happy Julia did a heel turn because that could help with her character a little bit more. Because before that, I mean, when she was NXT champion, you were mentioning it that she wasn't getting a lot of media appearances the same way Stephanie was. So hopefully with this heel turning character, it could actually develop her a lot more better. And also, hey, we can definitely see that in the future because I kind of like this side of Julia. I want to see her get a lot more aggressive.
Not you. It's a comment. No, it's a comment.
I couldn't help myself. Sorry.
No. It was his, Courtney, not you.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the only time I'm doing this, Indio. Please don't beat me up. I love you. Bye.
Oh my God.
No, but in all seriousness, besides the comment, I'm glad that she's resurfaced. I'm glad she's doing all right. I'm glad she's back in the ring. If she was injured, it didn't look like it, and she wasn't gone long enough for me to notice. So I'm glad to see her back in this kind of element. I can't wait to see what she does. as far as this fatal 4-way, this shit just got harder to call. 10 times harder to call. Stephanie's the favorite. Jada Parker's on the come up favorite. And then you have Julia, as well as, I'm sorry, who am I missing in there?
Jordan Grace.
Jordan, and then the juggernaut. It's like, now who we get in the crown? Or is Stephanie gonna be the one that still remains and comes out on top? Because not for nothing, that's how they've been booking her. And she's La Primera. So I don't know. That's predictions for that's gonna be hard.
I mean, shit. So let's get into it though. Courtney, now I know you may not fully watch the product, but you are very familiar with these ladies.
Yep.
With what you know about this, with the title on the line, who has the better advantage going into this fatal 4-way for Stand and Deliver?
Ooh, this is really a tough one because all 4 ladies are deserving of it, but I'm gonna have to go with Stephanie on this one. I would like for her to retain the title and just continue, because I even after Stand and Deliver, who knows what rivalry she's gonna have with Julia or Jordan Grace or maybe Jada Parker or maybe somebody else outside of the realm within the women's division. But I see Stephanie Vicura retaining.
I'm a little more excited now what Sindel said about Julia cutting promos in Italian. I'm like, I'm ready to see that. I'm ready to see her hit this Italian real quick. But honey, same question to you though. Who has the advantage in this fatal 4-way?
God. You just had to go there. You just had
so here's the thing.
I
I tried to not say she came because I almost said she came back blueprint ready, and I was like, I don't want to do that. So I tried not to say it, but for some reason I knew Cedric was gonna say it.
I cannot with these comments.
Julia Monet, Julia's out here looking for blue.
That's pretty nasty work right there. But as far as who I think has the advantage, it would be easy to say that Stephanie's at a disadvantage, but she's literally going to be in a ring with women she's been in the ring with before. Has she beaten Jordan Grace on paper?
I don't think
so.
Yeah, because Jordan Grace was in TNA by the time Stephanie really started like getting through, and I don't think she was doing like independent shows.
Yeah, as far as who has the advantage, I honestly think it's, and this might surprise y'all, but I'm gonna go with Miss Parker. I'm going with Yam Yam Bigelow. I think that she has the upper hand only because she's gotten in a lot of these women's heads. She's also a very tough competitor. She's not overlooked, but she's someone you shouldn't overlook. And she's hungry and she's got nothing to lose and everything to gain from it. So I think with all that being said, Jada Parker has the advantage. It's easy to say Stephanie doesn't because she has the target on her back. She's coming in as the champion, but I don't think Stephanie is really threatened by these women.
Yeah,
she doesn't fear a threat for her reign.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come down. I think it's gonna come down to the final wire of that match. I think it's gonna be one of those like where you think this person about to get the pin and then something happens where someone else, I don't want to say it sneaks it, but gets the opportunity. So it's really gonna go back and forth between all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing is for certain, like you have so many of them now that's going to put on like a great show between these four women. Like you're going to get to see the juggernaut strength. You're going to get to see one of the rising stars of the developmental side in Jada Parker. And then just to see Julia and Stephanie actually go at it and have a little more time to do things, not kind of like how they had at Madison Square Garden, because it kind of felt rushed when that championship came. So I want to see like the aftermath of those. I want to see like what Julia brings, to Stephanie, and how is that going to affect Stephanie? Is Stephanie not affected by it? Is she able to separate that friendship from when she steps in the ring? Those are the questions that we're gonna see. Hold on, wait a minute. Now I also agree with this with Cindil, because Roxanne Perez is the most talented women wrestler in WWE right now. Just so we throwing that out there. Like, I like Stephanie Baker, I like Julia, but let's not ever get it twisted. Who's number one? Okay, that is the Prodigy. All right, we wouldn't have all these people if it were not for Roxanne Perez. You got China, Trish Stratus, Lita, AJ Lee, Paige, Roxanne Perez. You can throw the horse. You can throw the Horseman there if you want to. It's like a good side story. But pillars in the women's division.
You skipped Asuka though. Just saying.
I said what I said.
Okay. I'm just saying.
I don't remember.
I didn't say he was wrong. I didn't say he was wrong. I
don't remember Asuka changing nothing. I don't remember Asuka pushing no new heights except for herself. Great wrestler. Io is the best women's wrestler in the company.
Y'all trying to fight in this chat today.
I ain't gonna lie though. Io crazy as
Io's
Io's crazy.
Man, we're not gonna sit here and sleep on Io. This is the second time, second in a row coming in as champ.
That's why she's a genius of the sky.
She put on last year, she's literally gone through every woman in the main roster
and War Games last year.
Io is like, you know what's crazy about it? Io, I don't know how Io did it. And I feel like it needs to be studied by creative. Io found a way to get in here with not being able to really speak English like that and got over on the crowd as a heel and as a face. And became very more marketable. That's the shit. That's why this whole Rhea thing pissing me off.
She can't do no wrong.
Yeah, but that's why the whole Rhea thing pisses me off, because you're taking that light away from her. And that's not fair. Like, Rhea, you've established yourself already. Like, there's no time that you couldn't come out and be like, I want a title match, and you're going to get it.
She's won twice in WrestleMania.
Yeah, and it's like, this is that time for Io to shine, and especially what we've had these frequent conversations with when it comes to Asian wrestlers and trying to build that bridge. And it's like, yo, y'all steadily not allowing her to be the center focus of this. Even like when you see it in the ring, it's like, oh, we're watching Rhea and Bianca go at it. Like, and if I'm being honest, I don't give a fuck about that match. I don't care about that match whatsoever. I don't care about Rhea and Bianca facing each other. I really don't. Is it gonna be good? Cool, but I don't care about it. I wanted to see Io and Bianca. After Io beat her on Raw, I was like, yo, I need a best of 7.
Yeah, it was very Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, but like, I feel like, it's another thing that's missing, like, or I could be wrong. I mean, what do I know? I'm not in the writer's room, but whatever. If I was, I would fit, like, especially with you guys mentioning in the show earlier, and Councilman, you mentioned it yesterday, like the way the buildup has been for this WrestleMania is so different from last year that it's like, we don't know what to expect. But if I was writing it and I wanted to keep people talking and not have it feel so lackluster, I'm adding a stipulation to this match. Where's like the women's Hell in the Cells at? Where are like the women's last woman standing matches at? Where's the women's, like, falls count anywhere, or I quit like, you know what I mean? Like, we haven't really gotten that at Mania in a minute. Like, when Hell in the Cell was at Mania, and you had, either Sasha or Charlotte or whoever, like the women that were involved at those times, like the first ever, or Alexa Bliss even, like, it's just like, where's the edge for that? Because that's the only thing that I feel like that's making this match kind of like stupid, because I'm really sick and tired of seeing every week it's the same bickering. Adam Pearce can't get control of shit, and then Io Sky getting mushed in her face like she's not going to hold the title.
Like she's a champ.
Like, you're about to sit here and overlook this Japanese superstar who has been killing it on your roster, and you're gonna mush her in the face. Like, just because y'all have been there doesn't mean we get to pretty much underestimate Io Sky, because we know her ability. That's Miss War Games before either of those two. Okay.
Yep.
And she's beaten both of them all through NXT and in WWE. I think that this could possibly make a case for, and I'm worried about it. I'm worried about the result because, like you said, Courtney, it makes Rhea look desperate a little bit, and that's not her thing. She's mommy. You know what I mean? That title's desperate for her to have it. Not, it shouldn't be the other way around. You know what I mean? But I really, really, really want to have faith that they are going to be giving this win to the EST. Because if anybody has had a year to overcome, it's definitely her. And she needs to get her comeuppance on Io. She needs to return that receipt for those losses on Raw. And she needs to get Ripley.
Ooh, and it's only Wednesday.
Hump day. Hello. Rhea Ripley. Pretty much out of the way at WrestleMania. Because I mean, if we're not going to get Bianca and Rhea now, I mean, that's not going to happen with Io in the picture.
But here's the thing you're also forgetting is the same thing with Gunther. Do you really make Io lose back-to-back WrestleMania with titles? Because look how long it took it took Io an entire year to get back. And are we really finna make her do that again?
Maybe.
Nah, Rhea.
I wouldn't want to make her do that.
That's why she pins Rhea at WrestleMania. You protect Bianca from taking the L. Yeah, you risk so she's not risked. You let Io pin Rhea,
and then Bianca was still end up being technically undefeated at WrestleMania.
Yes,
she's never been pinned.
And that's
the part that I'm worried about.
And then but again too, like, why are we worried about that record? Like, what's the record?
5?
How many? Okay,
I know, but I'm just saying, like, let her go further with it. You can't spell any WrestleMania without EST at all.
So. And I think she'd still be a EST with her at WrestleMania. I'm just saying. I don't think the streak is as. The streak shouldn't define her. Yeah, and it's not as relevant and as important as what Io's doing right now. Like, if Io loses, that's a huge letdown on her side. One, that means she's only been champion for a month, and now she got to try to come back. And it's it's not cool.
If Io wins, it's because she's gonna have help.
I don't even think so. I think it's gonna be because Bianca and Rhea are gonna be so focused on each other that she's gonna sneak in the win. She's
gonna capitalize on that.
She's gonna capitalize. Yeah, there we go. She's gonna capitalize on it. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Because there's also the whole. All right, wait, hear me out. Because I know we ain't seen Damage Control in a minute. We've seen Io and Dakota Kai together every now and then. Kairi Sane is building her way back. She's appearing on the socials. Looking good, I might add. But then there's also Asuka returning soon. I believe she's scheduled to come around in May. But if the reports are not May, and if it's earlier, could she have something to do with Io Sky either winning or losing?
I don't think none of that's gonna get involved. I think Kairi and Asuka going back to NXT to help Julia.
Ooh.
That's what I think.
Ooh.
I think they're going there.
Asuka back in NXT. Oh my god.
I think that's where they're going. I think they're going there.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Io don't need the help. That's the thing that
she
I'm also
anymore. No, she doesn't.
And I don't,
if they were still a faction and they were heels, but Io's been the favorite.
All of it, it's been her and Dakota. That's it. But it's let Io win clean. Let Io show hey, there's a new era for the women's world championship, because the crappy part about it is ever since that title has been given, it has always been in some kind of circulation around Rhea. Even when Liv was champion, who was her main focus? Rhea. We've had the Rhea era. Let that girl go do something else.
I mean, I wouldn't mind bringing Rhea to NXT. with all the shit they got going on now.
Send Rhea to SmackDown.
That too, because she hasn't been on SmackDown. She's been on Monday Night Mommy since she got there. So
Yeah, she ain't been on no. She ain't part of no faction or nothing. And the draft coming up. Send her ass to SmackDown. Let her go there. Let her go fight some stuff. Let her be U.S. champ.
Well, she'll be going after Tiffy or Charlotte.
I'll take that, but it's like, yo, I want to see Io have a real reign. I want to see Io really defend
the way she did in NXT.
Yeah, like she deserves to have that. We deserve to see that. We deserve to see her put on 5-star matches like she normally does, and against other people that we can now see believably to fight. Because I loved Liv versus Io at Saturday night's main event. I thought that was dope. And even to Dylan's point, like I think that also would be a better way to spark heel Bianca. Heel Bianca and babyface Io? How it did switch now? Come on now.
I'll be with that. Because I've been waiting, like patiently waiting for Bianca to go back to that, because she's on her way. Because especially after that, everything that happened at Elimination Chamber, her friends, her team pretty much in shambles, and now she's on her. You know what? I'm on some me shit, and I don't need to mess with anybody. I learned my lesson. I'm not going to trust so easily. And guess what? Oh, I don't give a f. So on top of that, and you can't beat me. And I'm the EST, and like she has the accolades to pile it on. So I would love to see her bring out that side of her, because when you go back and watch those tapes of Bianca in NXT, she was young Bianca in NXT. This Bianca, like main event in WrestleMania, the grill and the girl and the black lipstick and the main eventer, like the EST of WWE, like really come out, like just amplify what you did in NXT even more now on this level.
And that amplifies the story even better, because if Io picks up the win,
I love when she did that.
If Io picks up the win over Rhea, that sparks Bianca's heel change, because now she's pissed that she didn't get her one-on-one match with them. And then now this brings Rhea back into the chase, and then let her go. Let her go build up the women's division at wherever she at. Let her go and do that instead. But then now you have these dope matches that you could put between them, and now them running like that. But it's like, yo, if Rhea walks out world heavyweight champion, like, yo, you've done a disservice to the women's division again. I'm gonna talk a lot of shit, but I know we only got like a little bit, because I know Courtney got to do her watch along. So let me try to go through another couple.
Yeah, we went into a whole nother couple.
But it was very factual too. It was very factual.
Yes. Yeah. Very, very, very informational.
Yes, it was. But we also found out that we have 2 more people who have been added to the NXT North American ladder match, which is Sol Ruka and Izzy Dame. Sol Ruka defeated Jasmine Nix, and Izzy Dame defeated Ren Sinclair, and both of them will be advancing into the ladder match taking place at Stand and Deliver. Again, just two people that we hope to see in there, and glad to see them up in it. We also found out that there's now going to be a gauntlet match, similar for SmackDown's tag division, now going over for NXT's tag team division. There will be a gauntlet match to determine who will be the number 1 contenders for Fraxium at Stand and Deliver, who also regained their title, well, in a non-title match, picked up a victory against 2 punk ass kids called Swipe Right and whatever little Gen Z or whatever the little kids was, and kick their ass. So, but shout out to them, and over there at Evolve, they are doing their thing, as well as the Culling defeating Hank and Tank. Hank and Tank trying to figure out how to get their groove back, even having a segment with the Street Profits and letting them know to just be themselves. So hopefully we'll see if that inspiration moves over into the gauntlet match. But something very interesting that happened as well was the new North American champion, Ricky Saints, came out, new plates and all on the title. And it was very interesting, what was set up to seems to going to be a match for Stand and Deliver, and the contestants. We had Ethan Page, We also had Eddie Thorpe, and we also had Wesley come out, and all three of them are now eyeing the North American Championship. Now, my question, and I'm gonna ask you, Courtney, because you know these folks a little bit better. Why is Sean Spears not involved in this?
That's the question I have, because didn't Ricky beat Sean Spears for that title? How come he's not in this? Ethan Page I can understand because, he attacked him, but why is Wesley and Eddie Thorpe in it? I don't get it.
Honey, your thoughts?
I have thoughts. If I had to guess as to why Sean Spears wasn't there, I mean, it was all in the vignette that he had with the calling earlier in the episode. He did explain that this was never about me building myself. This is about me building y'all. I mean, I don't know how I should take that, but taking it as a viewer, I'm like, okay, I guess. But that's kind of not what I wanted as a viewer for you, Sean Spears. Because, you're the big man in this group. You're the leader of the faction. So you have to have some kind of weight on you, some kind of gold, something. But we're here. As far as the candidates, and it's no shade or disrespect to any of them, but I'm not impressed. And that's just me putting it lightly. Eddie Thorpe, we ain't seen your ass since you got beat. I don't know what you're doing anymore. I loved it for Eddie Thorpe at first, but now I'm just like, all right, this is completely falling off the rails for me. Wesley, same issue. Why are you vying for a title that you've already won, bro? You were supposed to be moving on to bigger and better things like you said you were going to do. And here you are back in another group. So I'm not sure I understand that. And then who was the other?
Ethan Page.
Oh, Ethan Page probably is the only one that has like a valid validation because he's a star and he's going somewhere. It's no offense to any of the rest except the Don. But other than that, I don't like. I'm not sure what is going on with Eddie. It like for some reason it's just not working. It's just not. There's just something that's not grabbing the fans. That has to do maybe it's not necessarily his fault, but ever since they turned him heel with the whole trick thing and how he cheated his way to get to a championship match was kind of stupid and it kind of ruined him, if you ask me. So I just feel like they should have never did that. But yeah, not impressed with the candidates. So I hope that somebody retains or something. Or I don't know. Javon Evans, come up in here and swoop this. I don't know. Something. Make it exciting because I'm not excited.
Man, I watched the potential of a match that could have stole the show in 10 minutes go down the drain. Because Ricky Saints versus Ethan Page.
Sickening.
Hold on. Versus Sean Spears versus Tony D'Angelo.
The ultimate Tony fumble match.
Yo, for the North American title, this would have been so great. And y'all instead decided to put the dude that already graduated high school wanting to decide to come back to be a senior once again in Wesley. And then Eddie Thorpe out of nowhere, who has not been seen on TV, to Dylan's point, probably because he's been having kissy time with Dakota Kai. Just now, automatically, you're in the North American picture. Last time I checked, did Don even get a rematch?
No. Nope.
Not when we want to see the Don.
No,
Don's
Don's too busy getting information on who Dark State is.
And then we can jump right into that. Dark State finally made their in-ring debut together, going up against Trick Williams, the NXT champion Obafemi, and Javon Evans. And they were able to defeat the NXT champion Trick Williams and Javon Evans, leaving Javon laid out in shambles, while Obafemi and Trick Williams fought their way into the back. And before everything was said and done, Stacks decides to come onto the screen. And apparently there is, I guess, a match now against Dark State versus the D'Angelo family.
Hey, sit the fuck down, Funaki!
I'm just like, how we go from y'all just defeated the top 3 contenders of the NXT title, and we now drop down to the D'Angelo family.
No.
So I guess the question is like, does WWE need writers or something? Like, because
We
They
did
are
see a while
hiring.
back that they
They're
put up a post they were
hiring.
hiring, weren't they?
They're
can we
hiring
be
writers.
can we be honest and to be able to close out the show? Does WrestleMania week not seem mid right now? Like, if this was a movie, this definitely feels like I will wait till it comes out on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Exactly. Dark State beat the main event of NXT Stand and Deliver. And now we're going to focus on the D'Angelo family.
They're really trying to make us care. Like, Sean, I love you, but I'm like, if I don't see it, I don't see it, man. And I just can't.
You did better with the culling. I would have took the culling versus Dark State. That'd have been fire.
Yeah.
I'm even I'm getting close there with the mayor. You getting close to it, Sean. You getting close to it, man. Because even Hunter, I'm like, listen, man, it seemed like a lot of scrambling, and trying to put this together, but I do not have the same feel for WrestleMania week like I had last year.
No. I feel like they're tricking us. I feel like they're trying to trick us. Either they're tricking us or trying to play us for dumb, or something's happening that we're just not seeing. Because I don't feel it. It's no offense. Like, I feel like I'm ready to see this shit just to see what happens, but it's like, where's the butterflies in my stomach? Where's my heart pumping? Where's my like, I'm ready for this shit. I've been waiting all year for this shit. I've been waiting since last year for this shit. Like, I don't feel that.
I'm not feeling it.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we let the tribal chief say that. No, both to your point, it'll be good, but
It's not gonna be last year though.
it's not. And again, I'm not expecting it to be last year, but I'm just
do it.
I'm not or at least measure up to it, and I don't even see you measuring up to it at this particular point in time. Like, everything with WrestleMania, even Stand Deliver. With Stand Deliver, I only have 2 matches I'm interested in. That is the Fatal 4-Way ladder match. That's it. And that's saying something, that my client is in a triple threat NXT title match, and I do not care.
That's wild.
Same thing for WrestleMania. You go over to that card, I'm only interested in 2 or 3 matches. That's it. Like, it's okay. It's okay. WrestleMania right now is like X-Men Apocalypse. It's okay.
I fell asleep on that.
It's okay.
I did.
It's not bad. It's not great. It's not great. That's it. Because I'll let you know right now, and this should make Courtney feel even worse. I watched all of AEW Dynasty. All of it. I watched all 19 matches. All of them.
19 matches.
All 19 matches.
19.
And let me tell you, them folks put on the show.
They did.
Them
They
folks
did.
put on the show. And most of them wasn't even title matches.
Said, you know what? You have a point there.
That's one of the very few that I'm interested in. That's one of the few I'm interested in.
Grande Americano.
That's gonna steal the show. That's gonna be the highlight of whatever night that's on, because we need El Grande Americano
Oh my goodness.
to save WrestleMania. That's the only one that can save WrestleMania right now. Is El Grande Americano. Been wrestling since 1941. Okay, this man was
still in
wrestling
the best shape of his life.
That shame is like, this man, you know how hard it is to wrestle through segregation? You know how hard that is? This is incredible. All right. But that's just how I feel about it. Like, and again, like, even the Honey's point, just I don't know, man. It's we're a week away. And there is nothing that has gotten me like, yo, this weekend finna be lit.
Yeah.
Next week.
Like, I'm only interested in Cena Cody. I'm interested in some, like, maybe half of Stand and Deliver. I mean, Stand and Deliver is actually like looking better than Mania, which is crazy. But yeah, Cody, Roman, and CM Punk, or Cody and Cena, Roman, CM Punk, Seth, and I really want to see what happens with Tiffy and Charlotte. But other than that, I'm like, where's everything else at? Or Naomi and Jade. I guess when they start really rounding up the matches, they bet, like I said, they better give me rapid fire this week.
And
you
they
want
just
me to feel that anticipation for this week? Like, WrestleMania is next week.
And I was gonna say they just added the Intercontinental title match to WrestleMania, but
Trying to kick off my birthday. I'm trying to kick off my birthday weekend, right, man? Okay.
And they didn't do that right. And that's the thing. Like, it's not the matches. The match card, if you look at it, the match card is excellent. You would think, like, yo, if you were to just see the matches on paper, you're like, oh shit,
right,
this gonna be dope. But y'all just haven't sold us on nothing. Like, all of the development and the storyline to be able to get it, it's like ain't there. It's kind of like, yo, like, y'all acting like AEW right now. Like, did y'all just forget how to do stories and just, like, what the fuck are we doing? What is happening? Because that whole what it was, Favor, that shit was very underwhelming. That was like a chick that looked like she got ass, and then she take her pants off and had them butt pads, and you like, oh, was that all that was right over there?
Oh my god,
that was it. I thought you had more juice than that. That's what that reminds me of. I want you in my corner. I want my best friend in my corner. Now what's that gonna do to you, Roman? Roman's still gonna be the fucking tribal chief. What are you talking about?
He's the tribal chief. Listen, guys, listen. I'm gonna make something very clear, because Cindy did mention it when I came in, and she was like, "Honey, smiling a little too hard for somebody who just lost her wise man." Listen, technically, we didn't lose a wise man. Okay, we technically, the wise man went off and left my tribal chief. That's what happened, and now he's going. He said no. My tribal chief, I cannot do that and let down CM Punk. I will be, he will be there and present for him. And it's like, Roman's still the tribal chief. You don't have to, like, we didn't really need, but well, let me say this right. Roman Reigns' character needed Paul Heyman. But now that we're here with Roman Reigns, we can go back to the big dog, Big Chief. We call him Big Chief for all I care.
We ain't gotta go back to nothing. That is still the tribal chief.
Like, I'm just saying, like, he could go back to his lone big dog ways, like the way he used to run. Not saying that he's gonna bring back the big dog, but he just has that element along with his tribal chiefness. Like, what else? Roman has nothing left to prove to any of y'all. Just for the record.
Say it just like this.
But if you are looking for a new wise woman, I got you, Roman.
And understand this. Roman Reigns is a tomahawk steak. Paul Heyman is garlic mashed potatoes, fully loaded. Now listen, everybody loves fully loaded garlic mashed potatoes. But if you take them away, you still got a tomahawk steak sitting on your plate. And if you don't think I'm finna have a good time with this tomahawk steak, you are sadly mistaken. Okay.
Oh my god.
Let's just keep that straight and clear. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap up because just like someone just wrote, I didn't see it because I don't have my glasses on. Oh, Jeffrey, we are 40 minutes away from Dynamite, and Courtney does need to get ready. I do not want her to have to just jump on there, not get her snacks ready and her drinks ready. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode of WWT. Courtney, if you could please let them know where can they follow and support you.
Well, I mean, they can always find me here. I'm always here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for WWT Live. I will not be on this Friday, but I'll be back next Monday. But top of the hour, AEW Dynamite. We're going to continue the fallout from AEW Dynasty. You can get to chill with me in the watch along because there's a lot of stuff happening. You can also follow me on my social channels on @CourtneyNJ11 on Twitter and Instagram. If you have not watched it, go make sure to check out my latest post featuring my client, the timeless one, as I had the chance. As I had the chance to answer a question for her. Also, I got to see my other client, Anthony Bowens, at the press conference as well. So feel free to take a look at that. All good things are happening. Also, please make sure to follow ISPW Wrestling because I will be there at their show this Friday. So if you're in North Jersey, feel free to say hello to me.
Yes, indeed. Oh yes, a shout out to the mayor because he was in attendance here in LA for the MLW show for Battle Riots, and we know we're gonna be having some drops coming on the way. Looking forward to seeing a lot of that content that he was able to get over there at the show. Always good to have the mayor out and about. Somehow TK refuses to let me go anywhere, but okay, I'm not.
We got the summer. We got the summer.
You know
we got the whole summer.
Just saying, just throwing that out there. Everybody going places, and I gotta pay.
Trying to have a hot cruise summer, man.
You know what I'm saying? I want to go to the press. I got questions. I can ask things. I can do a press tour. You know what I'm saying? I can walk in and ask questions. You know what I'm saying? You know how easy it would be. You know how easy it would be for us to get everybody that we want to talk to in an interview, because everybody gonna think I'm security. Come on now. No, he's gonna get me to rank everybody up to come near Honey or Courtney. Look, we need you to step right over here real quick. You don't know what the fuck going on because they think I'm security. TK, come on, man. Put your center guard in. Come on. I don't know sports, so I hope that's a position in one of these leagues. Whatever. Honey, how can they follow and support you?
You guys could definitely these days follow me at
Hey, sit the fuck down, Funaki!
As well as All Things Wrestling with Honey on the socials, and you can find me here randomly Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. I know I've been in and out. Beehive has been buzzing, Honey Pot's been buzzing, just trying to get some things cooking for y'all. And yeah, Wrestling with Honey on all socials, Wrestling with Honey podcast, and the Kayfabe podcast with my brothers.
Yes, indeed. You can find me at
you wretched little bitch.
all handles.
I love that clip so much.
Oh my god.
I love it so much. It's just so good. The emphasis on it is perfect.
Yes.
I think that's definitely like one of Courtney's best clips.
That's probably one of the top 5 best clips. Like, we got a lot of clips. That is top 5 right there.
It was in the heat of the moment.
You remember when we found it? Me and Councilman, we found it randomly. We're like, wait, what's Courtney saying? And then it said, "You wretched little bitch," and we completely popped and lost it.
I was like,
Courtney.
Like, Courtney.
Shoot, somebody pissed her off.
It's like, never seen this side of you, Courtney.
It was, yes, Miss Mariah May. She did my client dirty and she spat in her face.
Brutal.
Yes.
And then look at her now.
Look at her now. Beltless in Seattle. But then, yes, you could find me there. And as always, when it's all said and done at WrestleMania, this is what you're gonna be hearing at the end of that Jey Uso match.
Gunter, the ring general Gunter,
and still world heavyweight champion.
Nah, I don't know, man. I know I vouch for Gunther a lot, but after last week, man, you made me mad, Gunther. You wrong. You know you wrong. You wrong.
Predictions are gonna be fun next week. WrestleMania predictions.
What are you doing?
That's what Jay was doing in the ring.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he was doing that during promos.
All right, what the fuck is he doing? Because he was like, I ain't scared of you.
I feel like, all right, I feel like that's his like bite in the glove, like Mike Tyson, because he knows he wants to knock you the fuck out. I don't know. That's how I took it. Stop.
Oh my god.
That's how I feel. Yo, I want y'all to go back and watch him do that. That's
Courtney.
that's just what he look like. This.
Oh my god. I just can't. Oh my god.
I'm finna make a clip of that and post that today, by the way. Just so y'all know.
Dylan's gonna clip that, and it's just gonna be silent.
Yeah. Just put it with random clips. Be like, where you been all night? Thought you was coming home tonight.
Did you catch up on all the shows?
You don't like Brett.
You know what? Shut up, you asshole. You just had to get one in there. You had to get one. I thought we was done with this, but
that was a compliment.
No,
first off.
Okay, well, it sounded like it was shade, but okay.
Nah, that shit just.
It sounded like underhanded shade.
Man.
They look like when you go out on a date and they show you the bill. All right, y'all. We gotta get up out of here. Thank you so much for watching WWT, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. We will catch y'all Friday. Peace out.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WWTalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.